Hey guys, it is August 20th. Wow, it is 8/20/2020. I've gone all day today. It was 9 p.m. I was 9 p.m. when I realized today was 8/20/20. 20. 20. 2020. 20.
2020, 2020, 20.
Oh, Lord. What have I done? All right. Welcome to Loose Screws. I'm your host, Ty Worsham, a.k.a. Commander Tyrville. Man, it has been a week. It has been quite a little week. On my side, I have been really excited about this Microsoft Flight Sim, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But that's what I've been wrapped up in. And if you have not played Microsoft Flight Sim, please go try it out. Remember, it's buggy. It's the new Crysis, by the way. If your computer can run Microsoft Flight Sim at 60 frames or better, then you are winning. You have won all the things. And anyway, so yeah, that's the thing. I'm super excited about this. I got to see my house. Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Epstein's Island.
Yeah, okay. You completely broke up, by the way. Would you say?
I was covering my mouth when I said that.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got Scott.
That still didn't clear up what you said. What did you say?
There are people searching Epstein's Island in Microsoft Flight Sim.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Is that a thing?
There's a reason I covered my mouth.
Is that really a thing? Are they really searching?
There was a screenshot I saw earlier today of 8 planes landed on it.
What are they searching for? Are they looking for like bodies and stuff? I mean, I don't know. Is that?
I don't believe
This
this
is
is the
dumb.
podcast to go into depth on it.
God, now I want to fly out there.
Oh, God.
I don't know why. I mean,
It's fantastically beautiful. You should definitely fly over it.
Moving on.
He didn't kill himself. But anyway.
Oh, God.
Yep. 2 minutes, 20 seconds in, I did it. You've got, everybody's probably already heard that we got Trax with us, we got Chig with us, and Hate with us.
Don't drag me into this.
We're here, baby.
Yeah, so it's kind of been a big week, kind of, sort of, maybe for Elite Dangerous, kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit.
A little bit, sort of.
All right, so before we go any further, number one, August 27th, a week from today, starting around 7 p.m. next Thursday, we're doing it. This is episode 51. Next week is episode 52, which means we are officially 1 year into Loose Screws, which is super cool. Didn't expect to get this far. Dravenus is going to be here. Kai's going to be here. We got Derek, who did our opening guitar riff, is going to be here. I think Chig and Trax are going to be here. Maybe Hate.
Just thinking about showing up.
Yeah. Devo Looter or Devolter. How do you actually say his name? Does anybody actually know?
That cool guy on PlayStation.
I thought it was Devoluter.
Yeah.
It looks like Diva Looter. I've never spoken to him, I don't think, like, ever. I feel bad.
I actually watched his stream a few times. So, but yeah. He's going to be here. He's over on PlayStation side doing our squadron stuff there. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to be doing. We're probably going to be talking shit to each other, but that's fine. I love it. Yeah, we're going to have a good time. So it'd be probably about 7:30 p.m. will be our start time that day. It might be a little late. We'll be broadcasting live. I'll say a little late because, I mean, we don't ever do anything on time, so that's fine.
You mean 7:30 Central?
What did I say?
I just don't think you specified. You're starting to take for granted that everyone believes you that Texas is the only time.
The Republic of Texas.
The Republic of Texas, the only time.
If y'all ain't in Texas, you ain't right. So, you know.
If you don't know what time means when he says a time, it's your problem.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not his.
Oh man. So, all right. I want that. I'm gonna get that out of the way, and let's talk about the bug hunt on Tuesday. What did y'all think? Y'all go first.
I'll go. Much bugs were hunted. Some of the bugs were Thargoids. Some of them were game bugs.
Yeah.
But I think both kinds of bugs were successfully hunted en masse. Yeah.
This supposed code refresh with Odyssey cannot get here fast enough.
You beat me to saying that.
It's beyond frustrating. I don't understand how myself, Trax, Data, and Chig, I think it was Chig, we were in a wing together, and we go out into Super Cruise, still winged up. Trax can't see any of us, but if he drops in normal space and then back out, he can see us. How does that even happen?
You expect to have like a little bit of issue, right? When you're trying to get more than 4 people into the same instance, always a little bit of a struggle, but we were working around that. Like that's a limitation. But when we were at the same time having to fight, the same wing can't even get instance with each other. That was a little rough.
Well, that's why I ended up not killing a single bug during the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, we were initially, I remember we were trying to meet up and everybody was like, well, I see this person, this person, this person. I see this person. I don't see anybody. And then we were like changing up the wings and stuff. And then I ended up solo and then tried coming and then the low wake needed a scan. And by the time I was in the third different wing and things were still going weird, I just was like, I'm out. I'm done. So I just listened in and listened to you guys kill bugs and stuff. And then I logged off pretty early. It was frustrating.
I mean, it is. Yeah. Once we actually got going, I mean, we took out a few interceptors. Eventually we did the hard work and we got, a wing of, we got basically 2 wings. I think we had 7 or 8 people all managed to get into the same instance, and we hunted the Medusa. That was my first Medusa kill.
Yep, mine too.
And then we also stayed out. We actually did pull out Adder Squad at the end of the night. We stayed out in 3 or 4 adders. I think 4 of us.
Wing.
Yeah.
See, I have no idea how their architecture works, but I wonder, having a beefier machine, if it tries to host some of the stuff on my machine. And the other night I was downloading the flight sim at the same time. And I wonder if I was like some of the cause of the issues. And once I jumped out, I wasn't. I just
no, the bugs didn't stop.
They didn't. Okay.
I mean, no, when we had that group, like that was never going to be easy, right? To get more than one wing into the same signal source, because it's an ad hoc instance, right? It's not like a station where it exists for everybody. So that was always going to be difficult, but we did what we had to do and we eventually got everybody in. Later,
honestly, when we did this, 6 months ago, in February or March, when a bunch of us were bug killing for shits and giggles, we were getting multiple wings into kill stuff way easier than it was last night or on Tuesday night. It just seemed like it's gotten worse than it was even, 5-6 months ago.
It's gotten worse since the Fleet Carrier update, I feel like.
That's possible. But this was my first time trying to get in, trying to get multiple wings. I mean, when we did the SRV football thing, that wasn't too bad, being on a planet and, we had to leave wing, invite somebody who wasn't there yet. And we were all able to instance up pretty good there. But
because planet's a planet,
man.
Right?
Yeah,
it's but with a Thargoid instance, it's a self-generating thing, right? You got to find the signal source, and then it'll disappear after a while, and so that's what we were sort of fighting.
Ridiculous. I don't want to sound salty or bitch. I was looking forward to killing some bugs, and then I thought about killing some solo, but then only ship I had out there was my Conda, and that's just boring. I mean, it's easy, but it's boring. Yeah. So I'm just gonna log out. And I think I ran back up to work. Actually, I have to do that all the time. Just life's a bitch.
Well, the one thing I've learned from all this is that one, the code refresh can't come soon enough, and I genuinely hope that it fixes some of these issues. 2, when we do events, we need to maybe try to plan around having smaller groups or more orchestrated groups, or three. Do events where it doesn't require us to actually be together. And because I rage quit during the CQC thing, and I didn't rage quit during Bug Hunt, but it was very frustrating. And I do remember cussing several times, saying things like, "Why is this difficult?"
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's difficult. And everybody says, well, it's because it's peer-to-peer stuff. Okay. I get that. I get that it's a peer.
Can't
They
be a
use peer-to-peer
massive
servers.
multiplayer online game. It's not an MMO at that point. If you can't get more than 4 people together,
Yeah.
and even that's hard.
Okay. Here's the thing. All right. And maybe I don't know. When you play old school Call of Duty, like Call of Duty 1 or Modern Warfare 1 and 2, you were peer-to-peering all the way back there. And it worked back then with my 10 meg down, 1 meg up. And it worked with 12 people shooting each other. Now, I know it's not the whole galaxy rendered. I get all that. But we're not rendering the whole galaxy here. We're just communicating where people are.
Right.
And man, I don't see why we can't get that straightened out. I don't get it. I don't get it. If I can play Call of Duty with someone in Japan and them be on my squad for over a year, and
it's fast enough for Twitch response gaming.
Yeah. Why? I mean, it's not like they're having to compensate for ridiculously fast mice. The ships only turn at the rate that they're going to turn. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's I don't want to say I'm salty about it, but it's very irritating that we're dealing with issues like this. And I know people have been dealing with it this entire game that's been around, but I felt like it got better after they did that network patch, and then after Fleet Carriers, it got worse. Because I remember back with ships skipping around, and they specifically fixed that issue. In fact, there's a video somewhere, tracks of me and you watching, like you coming right up on me, and you basically ran my ship 18,000 times, and then you finally stopped. But it didn't actually register you ramming my ship. So
Right. And the rubber banding that was going on was crazy for a while, and they did successfully fix that.
right,
Although I think it took 2 tries, if I'm remembering correctly.
yeah, there was a couple bugs, or there was a couple of patches to sort that out.
A couple of attempts.
But on the plus side, we had a bunch of people who got to kill bugs for their first time and stuff like that. So it overall it was fun, and we had a good time, and would encourage other people to go out and try to do it. Just know the networking stuff will give you a few hiccups.
Yep.
Yeah, Adder Squad lives. Adder Squad is to be feared.
Adder Squad. What is
Who
it?
came
A
up with
squad
Adder
of 4 of you
Squad
guys
anyway?
with adders?
I don't know. It had to be Dubs, right? Like
Had
just
to
doing a
Absolutely
weird
Dubs.
build. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, hey, it turns out that's a sturdy little thing when you build it right. I was the first one we smoked an interceptor, no problem. The next one I was like confident, and I just straight up like face tanked an interceptor and a shieldless adder, and I was careless in that fight, and I walked away with over 50% hull.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
It's a sturdy little monster. I straight up face tanked the lightning, and he only did like 11% of my hull.
I don't have the armor engineer available yet, so I was taking a wee bit more damage than you probably were.
Yeah.
That's tiny and sturdy. Yeah.
It is, and it takes a while. Like you do have to kind of aim right because you only have size 1 Gauss cannons. But you make the hits, and there was 4 of us in there, and he didn't stand a chance. Bug.
Squashed.
Yep.
Well, that's cool. I think it's really cool you guys are able to pull that off. Like we were talking shit about it, but realistically speaking, it's cool. So
Yeah.
it did the things. I'm happy y'all did the things. That's all I got to say. Did it feel like it take longer to knock them out, or did it feel pretty good? Or
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, we only took on a Cyclops in the adders. but and the size 1 Gauss cannons do a lot less damage than the size 2s, obviously. But that wasn't nearly as apparent as when we went in for the Medusa. And I mean, I know anybody who's like a Thargoid hunter is not going to feel like this is so amazing, but it was my first Medusa kill. And boy, having, I was flying a Chieftain, so I only have 2 size 2s and the other 2 are size 1s. And because the Medusa's armor rating is a lot higher, it matters. Like it's like a massive damage penalty to the size 1 Gauss cannon. So it did take kind of forever to knock it on a heart, and we would fail and have it, retract several times before we caught it, and it took a long time. So
that's cool. That's anyway, I think it's really cool that y'all did that, and I really enjoyed knocking out that damn what's it called? The damn
Medusa, you were there for the Medusa.
Yeah, that was super cool. That's the first time I've ever killed a Medusa, so I'm really happy about that. I've only killed a what's it called? Just the Interceptors. That's all I've ever killed. The Cyclops, yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed doing that. I was rather surprised that we pulled it off. Not because I didn't think that we could, but because between everything else that was going on, I felt like that I was kind of in the way, but then I had a lot of fun doing it, so it didn't even matter. So
oh no, hey, when you're in a group that big with Thargoids, part of it is just sort of like taking heat off of each other occasionally. And it becomes a little bit less of a calculated fight where you can make mistakes or do the right move, and a little more of the tactics are whatever they are in the moment. It's like, oh, I have too much heat. Somebody hit this thing for me, and when you're by yourself, it's a totally different story. It's like, you got to do the right thing in the right order and, fly backwards at the right times. And if you screw it up, you're going to get the lightning and it's going to be over with.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, Commander Hans Dieter has a captain's log he's been going on over on Inara. I need to get the link to that because I was just told about it today. And I hate that I don't have that in front of me because I am totally prepared for this, in case y'all didn't know.
Quick, vamp.
Yeah, what he's doing is he's going on an expedition, and he's decided to role play it and do a captain's log while he's doing it.
Neat.
Talking about the crew, he says he's a bit of an aspiring writer, and he wants to get this going. And I've read the first one. I don't know if the second one's been posted yet, or third. It's pretty good stuff. I'm interested to see where it goes, and I'm looking for the link to, and I don't see where he put it in the Discord. We'll find it.
Hell.
We'll find it.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes is what we'll do. Which, by the way, they work now. Actually, I'm keeping them updated.
Oh, good.
Yeah. If you go into the show segments on Discord and show notes -2, they're actually listed there with episodes. Like, you can actually do a search and type in episode whatever. Like, if you're looking for show notes in episode 30 or something. Okay, I don't think they go back that far. I think I only went back to 42. Is as far back as I could go because, I don't have the show notes before 42. So I cleaned up at some point, and they were all deleted. So I hate that I don't have that link to his thing. I haven't got a chance to read it yet. I will be reading it though. So those are my.
Well, it seems if it's on Inara, then just got to friend him on Inara, right?
Yeah.
Just search him, and it keeps him forever.
Nice.
So if I do Hans, Commanders. I'm sorry?
Hans Dieter. There's no space between it on Inara.
Oh, found him. Okay, so if I go to his logbook here. There you go. Got it. That's the link. So, man, that is so cool. He's doing that. Yeah, there's 2 weeks he has in there, and I can't wait to check this out because I love it when people do stuff like this.
So do I. It's awesome. I read the first one. I enjoyed it. And just with work and stuff, I haven't had a chance to catch the second one yet. I'll read it after the show. I could probably read it now and nobody would notice, but I'll wait till after the show.
I'm like completely spoiled right now because I just looked down at the signature on the first one and it's like Hans Dieter of the Imperial Navy. Well,
Don't be a dick.
It was at this point Ty stopped reading.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I'll still read it. It's pretty cool he did that. For those that don't know, I believe when we were doing our bug hunt, our PS4 squad commander Devo Looter was doing his own stuff on there on his Twitch, and you'll find a link to his Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Devo Looter. But again, the link will be on the show notes for that if you want to go check him out. And he actually does a fair amount of streaming on things. I watched his stream several times. He's a really cool guy. I like him. I don't care what you say about him, hate. All right.
I want to mention too, Professor Awan has his own. For those that don't know, Awan, I think, knows more about this game than any living person. I think David Braben should go to him for advice, to tell you the truth. But he's set up his own kind of Discord with all of this vast knowledge he has. It's a private Discord, so I probably shouldn't mention it. But he's got some stuff in there, and he's talking
on a need to know basis. Is what he told me.
Yeah, and he's talking right now about setting up some events for us, and kind of almost like Wagar's lore tour thing he wants to do, and he's the one he proposed to me so far. I don't know when we're thinking about doing this. I mean, it could be a Tuesday night thing or something, but he knows, where everything in the galaxy is. And one of the quick ones he wants to do is take us on a tour to, get us up to speed on what the Black Flight is and all the voice acted beacons that are around for that. And there's a bunch of other just cool stuff that he knows. Like he was telling me about, Thargoid sites that I didn't even know existed. I always thought, you find a threat 4 and you might have some scouts, you get a 5, there might be, a Cyclops. He's got systems with Thargoid sites where you're guaranteed to have multiple interceptors, or you're fighting them at a surface site, or you're fighting them, at all kinds of different stuff. He just has this wealth of knowledge. And I just want to mention that we probably have some cool lore tour kind of things coming up where he's going to take us out and show us some pretty cool stuff. So anybody interested for that, be listening, come join the Discord, get involved. We'll announce that probably on the show here and also in our events channel.
It's very cool. I think this, I'd say that. I've said that a few times. Man, I need to get him on an episode and just talk to him, because he could literally talk. He literally knows everything about this game, except for where Raxel is, but he knows everything else.
I think he probably knows.
I think he's the guy.
I think he knows. Yeah. But like I said, and we've talked about having him on the show a few times, but we definitely need to have some kind of topic to bring him on, because if we just bring him on to talk, we can end up with an 8-hour show.
It won't end.
And anyway, so yeah, so that's that. Okay, there's two big things I wanted to talk about this week, and then we can talk about actually, I guess there's three big things I want to talk about. Number one, the Microsoft Flight Sim. If anybody can tell me how the hell to fix it to where my pilot's not a woman, and I've Googled this, I would appreciate it.
I think it accesses your webcam, looks at you for a little bit, and decides exactly what. Never mind. And
clarify here. I look like a man, but I sound like a woman, and I can't figure out how to change that. And I've
you mean in the game? Oh, okay.
Shit.
Oh man,
I'm up to speed now. I got you.
You're still adding like plus 20 decibels of bass to me, right?
I'm hearing like that Shania Twain song or whatever it was. I don't know.
Feel like a woman.
Yep, that's the one. Yep.
Yeah, for the listeners don't realize this, but actually I lower Ty's voice 2 whole octaves. He actually has a much higher voice than I do.
Wait,
in
are you
real
being
life.
serious?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. Well, it's a whole thing like you can't actually hear how you sound, you know.
Yeah. But your voice sounds deeper to you inside your own skull because you're hearing it resonate inside your skull.
Right. So
Yeah, that's why you get two octaves down.
I can't tell if you're fucking with me or not.
Yeah, it's my signature move.
Well, go listen to your first episode of the podcast before Trax helped you out, and listen to a recent episode. You can hear the difference. Those
I
early
deleted all
episodes, you
those.
sound like you definitely sound like a.
I feel like Trax has gone in there and fixed them all just to fuck with me more.
I'm gaslighting him so hard. I actually
Oh my God,
I got
he's
the
buying
anchor
it.
password and I edited all the old episodes.
Wow. You should send them what it actually sounds like.
See, what we don't know is that Trax has became obsessed with me, and he's like divorced and just living in his basement.
So all I do is edit Ty's voice. So guys, later after we're done recording, I'm gonna send him a tape of himself pitched up 2 octaves and say this is what happens if I don't change it.
You're going to give him such a complex. Actually, that's what happened. Now I figured it out. You actually hacked his computer and made Flight Sim only let him be a woman. I figured it out.
No, okay. So like to begin with, the flight sim, the flight simulator is truly a crowning achievement. Yeah, there's some bugs. Yeah, there's some things people are bitched about this or that, but it is an achievement in the world of flight sims and in video games. This is the new Crysis. They made this game with the mindset of hardware that's going to be out in 2 years or maybe more, because it's going to be quite a while before someone really gets steady 60 frames a second all over the place and on ultra settings. And I'm okay with that.
Well,
I think that's great.
60 FPS on 4K is going to take a while. That game,
Yeah.
it is robust, but also you're almost going to need faster internet speeds than we have now
Yeah.
to transfer the number of pixels that, because we play this game. It's a 1-to-1 representation of a galaxy, which is very impressive. But the flight sim is a 1-to-1 representation of the planet Earth. It's using actual satellite, imagery and everything else. You're getting real-time weather, real-time flights at the airports you're around. If it's at night and you log on to a city that it's nighttime, you're going to be at night. It's pretty damn impressive.
So you're saying you need internet speed to render the game. Are you saying that it's like using textures generated from some kind of real-time or near real-time satellite data?
No, but it's not putting the entire Earth on your game. So, you're on an airplane, you're flying, 400, 500 knots in a direction. It's has to be bringing in the data for those sections. So it's constantly, having to load those graphics.
So
Okay.
So what they actually did was they partnered with Microsoft Bing, and Microsoft Bing has over 2 petabytes of satellite data and surface photographs. And they took all this data and they figured out a way to stream it through the Microsoft Azure platform, and they made a flight sim out of it. And then that way, as you're flying along, you're actually getting Microsoft Bing maps. Just like if you pulled up the map application and then you went somewhere, and you can then go to that location in Flight Sim and then look at that. And then what they did was, I can't remember the name of the company now, but this AI company came in and said, well, hey, we got this idea. We can use AI to actually draw buildings and stuff. And that way it's not just looking flat. Okay,
Right,
cool.
right,
So,
sure.
so what this thing does, it doesn't download all 2 petabytes plus onto your computer. It streams it little bits at a time, depending on the area that you're in. Now, I think it caches certain areas that you go to regularly, or
Whatever you're nearby, probably.
right. I'm not sure what they're actually caching. I don't know that, but they cache certain areas and say, okay, well, these are areas you might visit often or whatever, and or maybe high traffic areas or something, and that way you can have faster access to it. And the other thing about it is it's also streaming live weather data to you. It's also streaming live flight data to you. Like, the cool thing about it is, like, you can actually, and I don't know how to do this, but I've read about people how they're like, oh, I was outside and saw this plane flying over, so I went inside, found the flight, clicked on it, and then took over the flight, which is kind of a cool thing to do. But yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of data being sent to you.
Yeah, it's they're streaming I say streaming. They're streaming a lot of it to you. Not all of it, of course, is actually being streamed. There's parts of it that are on your computer and parts of it that are not. And I don't quite understand how they
So maybe like major cities and stuff got hand rendered.
Yeah,
kind of thing. I would expect, like, with the sort of fidelity that they're talking about, that it wouldn't just be like procedural 100% of the time, but there's vast swaths of the world that are.
Right. Now here's the thing. You can fly to your house because it has your house. Like, I flew to my house and to my rental house, and
like my Google Maps app on my phone does this 3D effect. You know, like when I zoom in on the road and like tilt it's drawing the height of buildings and trees, and it, you know, considering it's sort of making it up.
Next level.
Yeah, considering it's making it up and it's on a phone, it's pretty wild looking.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. A lot of things are not wrong. Like, for instance, yesterday, me and my girlfriend, we went down to Peru, the Machu Picchu ruins, and there's an office building there.
Whoops.
Yeah, but
and maybe there's an office building there. You don't know.
Actually, so we actually pulled up the Bing
Office
maps,
Pichu.
and you can see the ruins. And the ruins are actually there's a flat picture of the ruins, but over the ruins is like this 3D office building, because the AI looked at it and thought, okay, well, it looks like there's a building here,
Yeah,
so we're going to render a building there. Yeah, And like I said, it's not another example is I was in Seattle, and there's this bridge, and I was like, oh, I'll fly underneath this bridge, and nope, you will crash right into it, even though you clearly have clearance. Because it doesn't understand bridges very, like, you don't render them, but it doesn't understand that there's a space underneath them. So, but they've already said that they have plans to fix a lot of this stuff. So they've made an amazing platform. This is the new Crysis. If you don't like flight simulators, if you have the Microsoft Game Pass, it's worth checking out, just because this is genuinely a next level game. This is the first time a next level game has come along, I would say, since 2015, guys. Like, it's been 5 years. Like, I'm not kidding.
I mean, it's definitely very, very impressive and pushes a lot of tech forward and graphics wise and everything else. And I wasn't going to buy it till it had VR support, but APOG V posted in our Discord that if you had, Xbox Ultimate Game Pass, you could get it for free on your PC, the standard edition. So I'm like, oh, well, shit. Now I guess I'm getting it.
Yeah.
And it is cool. I mean, it's beautiful.
All right, so here's the deal. I'm moving show notes around here a little bit, guys, because I'm making command decisions here.
Oh, man, the show's going crazy.
I know.
Tell him his voice is high and he goes crazy.
We're off the rails here. All right, so we're going to go right into... hey, you there, buddy? You there? We're going to go right into squadron update, buddy.
Here we go.
Incoming priority message.
Squadron briefing.
Not much has changed from last week. We're still working on kicking the Kung Mu faction out of Kwama. We recently forced them to lose an election, which is against the Geneva Convention. We'll do that later. And hopefully this weekend we'll have triggered the retreat for the Kung Mu to be leaving Kwama. And unfortunately, the expansion that we've been in and pending in for 10 or 11 or 12 days is going to kick off before that retreat can be finished. So we're going to have to expand again. But luckily, we have another system that we're in control of, ready to expand as soon as our cooldown is ready to go. Other than that, we don't have a lot going on. Just expanding all over the place.
Expanding.
Sounds
Yeah.
like you need more help. You need to put out a recruitment message here saying, hey, anybody who's not in a squadron and wants to get in a squadron and take over the galaxy with Commander Hate, come to the Discord, talk to him, and this BGS stuff is awesome.
Would you like to know more?
To echo Commander, if you don't have a squadron, you want to learn or do some BGS stuff, Nurgle and I have a very easy to read standing orders page, and I can teach you all kinds of things about how to get the best prices and make the most money without doing any like mining or Rabigo, questionably not technically game mechanics.
Tell us
Would you
more
like
about how to cheat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway. All right, Chig. It's Chig Chat.
Sweet.
It's Chig Chat. Yeah, that's a fact. It's Chig Chat. Where the cheese at?
We here at Loose Screws never end a sentence with a preposition.
We all know that's not true. I never thought I'd miss Ty singing. I'm kind of that's kind of weird. But all right, everybody. This week's Chig Chat is going to be totally off game topic. I'm just this week. I don't know if you guys heard or last week. I don't know. Very recently, they said that. Expanse just got approved for a 6th season. They're already in pre-production, maybe even starting production.
But the 5th isn't even out yet.
Well, that's probably coming out here at the end of the year, in another couple months, 3 months, 4 months. I don't know. Sometime before the end of the year, we should have season 5. And they're already working on season 6. And I'm super excited about that. And I love that you can just binge watch stuff. I recently, it got me to thinking about other sci-fi series that are around. Like The Mandalorian is a new one that was just out. That was entertaining. Some people liked it more than others. Basically, it's just Baby Yoda time. But I went back and watched I went back and watched Deep Space Nine recently, and I hadn't seen that in years. In 7 seasons with 25, 26 episodes a season, you cannot just power through that in a weekend. It's just not possible. And then, I started then, thinking about other sci-fi series, the best sci-fi series. We all have seen Firefly. That's an easy one to binge, and this game makes you think of Firefly all the time. Modern Battlestar Galactica. That's another great one. Obviously Star Trek, things like that. But one that came to mind and remind, when I was thinking about the binging, when I was a kid, did you guys ever see V and V the Final Battle? I figured Ty did. I don't know if Trax might be too young. Hate, did you ever see that one?
No.
Oh my God. It's the great.
I've never heard of it.
I'm going to really show my age now. Back in the day, you only had so many channels, and network TV would put out these things called mini series.
Yep.
And sometimes, they were,
I know what that is.
2-3 parts. Sometimes they were, 7 parts. They basically were their own story. V was a science fiction story. Mark Singer was the main actor, a few others. I mean, I was like, 11, 12 years old. I had a crush on the evil alien lady in that show. It was Diana. Oh my God. But it was that aliens came to Earth, and then the story with that, were they nefarious? Were they good? No idea what's going on. And V stood for visitors.
Wait. I am starting to have memories of. I don't think I ever watched the show.
There was a remake. I don't know about 10 years ago. Was it? I don't know.
It was further than that. It was done after Firefly, shortly after Firefly, because
Marina Baccarin was in it.
Yeah,
yep. She was the main evil in it, and it just wasn't very good. It got canceled pretty quickly.
Canned hard.
Yeah, it did not last very long, even with her. Yeah. But that show, it was 2 parts, the first series. And they came out with a second miniseries, V: The Final Battle, which was, I think, 3 parts. And then after that, they actually tried making a series out of it, and it made it like 7 or 8 episodes, not seasons, just a number of episodes. And it was like my absolute favorite show. And I now want to try to find it and watch it again to see if it's, has aged very good. I mean, God, Robert Englund was in it. The guy who played Freddy Krueger, he was in it.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Ironside was in it.
Ironside, yep.
It was a great show, and I highly recommend getting out there and checking it out. I'm looking for you guys to come to Chig Chat and tell me if you've seen it and what you thought. I hope you guys have fond memories like I do. But I want other, random sci-fi series that I might not know about that I could find somewhere. Bonus points if you include where I can stream it or download it from so that I can watch it. Because honestly, I feel like I've watched everything on Netflix now, and I've watched everything on Amazon Prime, and I've seen all of the newer stuff, and there's got to be some gems hidden in there that I just was never recommended, or I've just simply forgotten about. So I just want some ideas for old, even if it's super campy, like the original Battlestar Galactica, Babylon 5, there's all these good classic sci-fi series, but I want some others. I mean, do you guys have any ones that just really got you into into this kind of game? Go ahead, Hate.
Dune had a really cruddy movie in like the 80s.
Oh, shut up. That movie's awesome. That's a classic.
Highly revered movie. Yep, go on.
Hold on. There's a remake coming out on the 18th of December.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thanos is in it.
Yep.
Paul Drago's in it for female listeners.
Yeah, I'm a huge Dune guy. The Harkonnens, Atreides, oh my God. Bene Gesserit, the Quiddus Haderach, oh my God. Yeah, I'm a big Dune guy. Frank Herbert's novel is a classic.
Son also wrote several books as a part of the series.
Yeah, well, how many books ended up being in this series? I read
12
the
or better?
first book. Second book is what? First book is Dune. Second book, Children of Dune. And then they just go on from there.
There's also
on and on.
Valerian Jihad 500 years earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then a series of books about that.
Yes, very good stuff. What about you, Ty?
So it's actually funny you mentioned Dune. I was actually going to bring up Dune. So number one, I believe that was a David Lynch movie.
Yes.
Which that movie was not as horrible as everybody makes it out to be. I believe that was the first time I saw Sir Patrick Stewart in that.
Very young.
Yep,
Patrick Stewart. And Sting.
Gary Hayek? Is that who he plays? I'm trying to remember. I absolutely love
I think so.
I love
It's been quite a while since I saw that, but so I was actually, but there was was it Final Dune or something like that, like a 4-part miniseries that Sci-Fi Channel did.
That's right.
Which was excellent. Like it actually
Oh.
followed the book very well, very close. And I really enjoyed that. However, it was on Sci-Fi. So, a lot of people just didn't watch it, and they couldn't really push some of the edge of some of the darker parts of the novel. So that's why I'm super excited about the new Dune that's coming out. I'm very excited about that. But I actually got a little bit of trivia here for you regarding DeVee. So, Cliff Bull was the director of like episode 15 or something like that of V 15. 14 is what it was. But he actually also directed 25 episodes of TNG, about 10 episodes of Voyager, several episodes of Deep Space Nine, several X-File episodes, several Baywatch episodes. I mean, I think he directed a whole season of MacGyver.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
I
he
loved
is
MacGyver as a kid too.
Yeah. Man, in as far as like a sci-fi thing, I got kind of a weird one here that I don't know if it really qualifies as sci-fi, but it kind of works for me. Knight Rider.
Oh yes. Oh, forgot about Knight Rider.
I don't know if that would.
I think so. It's future tech at that time. I mean, the car had an AI.
Oh yeah.
Fuck's sake, Kit was an AI.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the car had shields and all kinds of crazy tech. That's definitely sci-fi.
For sure.
All right.
What about the rest?
I would. So let's go a different direction. Here's one to watch with your kid. The remake of Voltron that Netflix made a few years ago.
Yes.
It's a complete series at this point. I did watch the whole thing by myself because my daughter's a little young at the time that it came out. Actually, she turns 5 tomorrow. But it is outstanding, and I can't wait for her to get a little older and be kind of ready for it and go through and watch it. It's cool, and they kind of, you know, I don't truly remember what Voltron was like. I was very young. Like, I remember that it was awesome, but like, if you go back and like watch any of the original, it suffers from all the things that every cartoon or show from that era suffers from, right? Like, at this point, it doesn't age well because it's full of like horrible, like damsel style sexism and like really weird voices that make no sense. And everything's sort of like, the character archetypes are sort of like offensively simple and you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of talking to a dumb audience, and this doesn't do that at all.
Oh, right,
like,
up my alley.
Like so this doesn't suffer from that, and it takes like the basic idea of what's going on, you know, giant robots and whatnot, and makes it into a complicated show that and really, like, the stories end up being about, you know, teamwork and trying to tell right from wrong and stuff like that, which is like and you know, couched in giant robots. Yep. And it's really cool, and it's funny, and, you know, self-aware, and it's excellent in every way.
My daughter's big time into Voltron, and did you know that there's an Voltron like experience / game on Oculus?
Oculus, yep.
Is it on Oculus? Because I had seen something about it, and I thought it was like one of those PSVR exclusives or some stupid shit like that. Sorry,
my daughter's got it. She's big time into it. When it came out, she made me get it. I'm trying to find it in my library, and I don't see it.
Voltron VR Chronicles.
Oh, cool.
It's $10.
Yep, there it is.
Let's look at this video.
So if you like Voltron, she said it was super cool. She's done it a few times, and her friends that like Voltron, they jump into it. It's not very long or anything, but it's
it's, you know, they label them experience, right? And it's
right.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, so okay. So do you know the story of Voltron? This is story time with Old Man Ty.
Do you mean what happens in the show?
No. Well, okay. So first of all, the new Voltron that Netflix did, I guess I don't think they actually did it. I think they just imported it. But the new
it was a Netflix original by DreamWorks.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah.
So that Voltron is amazing and really well done. I was not fond of the last episode, but the rest of it was great. I thought it was great.
That's how I feel about Battlestar Galactica. But go on.
Anyway, so the original Voltron. So, okay, there was Voltron in Japan, where it originated at, was not called Voltron. It was called Beast Lord Golion or something like that.
Yeah, something awesome in Japanese.
Well, it's they did it completely different. Like the episodes were, when it came to America, they did them a different story, and they changed the story to where they go from Earth to this planet. And originally, there was no traveling to other planets. It was just well, I mean, they did travel to other planets, but it was all about the defense of that planet. These were aliens, effectively. And I may have some of this wrong, so anybody listening to this, please take it with a grain of salt, because it's been a long time. But if you go back and watch the original Beast Lord, Beast King Golion, and you have to watch it with subtitles, of course. You can get the whole series, it actually makes a lot more sense and is not as bad. But it's funny. It's funny you mentioned, old 80s cartoons that were like just would not survive now. Like I recently watched a few episodes of G.I. Joe on YouTube. And anybody who doesn't know this, you can watch the old 1980s G.I. Joe on YouTube. They have all the episodes there. Hasbro released them all.
Oh, man.
And I had forgotten how often they refer to Lady J as Cover Girl. And the first time, like, it was kind of shocking. I was like, "Oh, you're about to get. Oh, you're in the military. You're about to have to go see your HR dude. Woo!" And then it clicked.
This is perfectly fine.
The 80s. This is normal. They're okay with this.
Yeah,
it was kind of shocking to me, and it made me kind of wonder how much I was programmed as a child and didn't realize it. So,
yeah.
and don't get me wrong, that's not leftist me talking, but if you watch it and you see all these guys being ridiculously sexist to Lady J, I'm just kind of, wait, is it Lady J or Scarlet? God, I can't remember her name now. I guess it's Scarlet, because Scarlet's the good one, and Lady J was like the short-haired one, right?
Bad one.
The Baron was the bad. Yeah,
Baroness.
Yeah, but Scarlet had the long red hair, right?
Yeah, I think that. They
that would make sense. You named characters very simply like that, right?
Which is G.I. Joe, man. So. Anyway, so I mean, and like even so far as like the thing with Snake Eyes, where, I mean. That if you go watch it, that show is racist, it's sexist, it's all the things that are horrible now. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know how this is even on YouTube. I'm surprised YouTube didn't like smack it down or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, and that's story time with Old Man Ty. As best as we're going to get it for this week. But yeah. The other thing about the Voltron, the Beast Line, Beast Lord Go Lion, or Beast King Go Lion, whatever the hell it was, versus Voltron, the episodes are in different orders. They recut a lot of the episodes so they could make more sense with it being humans from space, or humans went to this planet and stuff. And then when you watch it with the Beast Lord version, it's so much better. It just makes so much more sense. So anyway.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Who else? You might have anything else on this before we move forward?
No, I already put my foot in my mouth.
All right. All right. So, okay. So we're going to talk for a minute about this dev diary that was released on Tuesday, I believe. And there was an hour-long chat with that Benedetti did with I can't think of the guy's name. He's a programmer with I'm about to pull it up on YouTube so I can get his name right. I should have had his name written down. Unfortunately, I am a professional and not that well prepared. Darren Halil. He's a senior designer with Frontier, and he also talked with Mr. David Braben, CEO of Frontier, and it was kind of an interesting little thing. So let's talk about where I want to start with this. Okay. I'm going to say this. If you haven't watched these videos, go watch them. There is something concerning to me. And maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Maybe I'm being negative Nancy. I don't know. And I'm probably going to get some hate mail. So bring it on. It's super concerning to me that we are less than 6 months away from the release of this game, and we know nothing. We know nothing. We know we can walk around on light atmospheric planets with a gun that collects samples from plants. That's what we know.
Yeah,
Am I missing something? Is there anything else?
So my possibly generous interpretation is that the dev diary we got, which is like a 5-minute video, right? It's sort of like it's a little bit of a trailer for a specific aspect of one of the Odyssey features, which is mostly they talk a bit about the updated graphics that are going to be happening to planet renderings, including the ice worlds and stuff like that. And there's specific kind of new terrains. Basically, if it's a rocky world, it has this specific new terrain generation, ice worlds. So basically, it's like the ice world thing that we've been talking about for years and years and hasn't happened yet. And then there's this sample collector business. And then somehow oddly they don't mention in the dev diary video, but they do mention in the other longer form thing that one of the other features is that there's a new profession, like a new so there will be a 5th elite in exobiology. Is that what it's called? So basically you're taking tissue samples of plants on these various planets. And so I don't know like what that entails. So that's now I think we've gotten to all we know, right? Is there anything else that I missed?
Well, it was, because it was actually like 3 things came out. It was like the interview with Braben, the actual dev diary, and then a discovery scanner is what the other thing is called, wasn't it?
That's the other one. Yeah, thank you.
So that's
but it
where they
didn't
were
really
talking
follow
to
the
dev.
format of discovery
no, it didn't.
scanners.
And that was pointed out to me by Alec Turner, how this was just it wasn't that. And there is going to be a Super Friendos streaming this weekend with Down to Earth Astronomy. I'll be there. Kai Zen will be there. Burr and Reaney, Alec Turner, Wotherspoon.
I think probably
everybody. Plater will be there. Yeah. So there's going to be a good roundtable discussion about it, and some of those.
So that will be
know way more
tomorrow
than
on the
we'll
day
ever
that this
know.
comes out.
Right.
Yes. So Saturday. Yes. Saturday morning, like 8:00 Texas time. It'll begin streaming. So, definitely check out their opinions on it. They know a lot more about a lot of this than we do. I'm with Ty on this a little bit, that we still don't really know much at all. They're adding another elite rank, which to me is just kind of silly for this biology thing. Why isn't there an elite rank for mining? Why isn't there an elite rank for smuggling? If you're going to just start adding elite ranks for different activities, it just, I don't know. It seems silly.
Well, that's what makes me think there must be more to it. And like these little 5-minute videos, I'm starting to expect one a month or whatever to kind of fill this out. Does that make sense?
Okay, but here's the thing on that. All right. So this game is supposed to be out early 2021. They've said first quarter. So we are, we'll say August is out. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March. We're 6-7 months away from this game releasing, right?
Probably.
Maximum
we know
7
more
months,
about Baldur's Gate 3. We know more about we know more about Cyberpunk than we know about this expansion. World of Warcraft, for comparison purposes, Blizzard is currently running a beta, and they're 6-8 months away from release. And they have a beta where not everybody's in the beta, but I am in the beta, but there is no NDA that goes with the beta. I can talk everything about the beta. I can tell you everything about it. And why do we not have more information about this expansion? And I know we're going to get more dev diaries. I know they're parsing it out. I get all that. But at this point in the game, at this point in the release, why do we not have some simple questions answered? Like, are we going to be able to walk around on spaceships? They are dancing around that subject. They are dancing around that. Are we going to be able to walk around on standard planets, not just atmospheric planets, but standard planets? Are we going to be able to walk around on stations? Are we going to be able to pancake people with my vet?
The real
These are-
now we're getting to the heart of the matter.
Well, I mean,
If you're asking me my opinion based on what you said, not about these features, but about why we don't know, I sort of regrettably, I think my answer has to be, I think they are developing this stuff a lot closer to release date than I used to think. I used to think this stuff was years down the road. Like, it's been on the table for years by the time we hear about it. Now I'm starting to feel like it's sort of the opposite. Like, because of what we've learned about the process of fleet carriers from inception to delay to delay to delay to reconstruction to betas and then out, I think it's a lot closer. What we hear about is a lot closer to real time, and there really isn't nearly as much of a development delay as I presumed before.
So I have two things I also want to say, but I'm going to let Hate and Chig talk for a minute, and then I'm going to say my last two things on this. So y'all go ahead.
What do you have, Hate?
I'm really hoping they're keeping a couple of aces in their sleeve for the actual release, and they're just like keeping it off the table because, and the reason the logic behind that is Respawn delivered Apex 4 days after announcing it.
Yeah, but it's not like it was developed in 4 days.
No, but they had it almost to go, and then announced it, and then it was either like 10 or 4 days after they announced it. It was on the market, ready to be downloaded, with players in queue for matches. Like, yeah, fleet carriers definitely were a troublesome launch.
Well, not even the launch. Look at the run up to them. You know, they were announced 3 years ago or whatever, and then a little bit of information here. First, they were going to be for squadrons only. Then they were single player, and then they were going to have these, you know, out ships or whatever they were with them. And then all of a sudden that gets scrapped, and we ended up getting what we got, which I like, but it kind of shows, you know, like Trax was saying, they're obviously evolving their development right up to launch. I just don't feel like they've got like this general idea of what they want to do, but it's developing as they go. And yes, it's game development, so that makes sense. But I mean, it feels almost unplanned. You know, I right now, you know, we see this little gun for harvesting plants. I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't end up in the final game, because, you know, we've seen things that they like this idea and then, oh, it didn't turn out to be as fun as we thought it was, or we found a better way of doing it, so we went this way instead of that way. And it's just weird. Every time when I see that gun, especially when they showed actual kind of gameplay, the dude carrying it with the gun in front of him, I just kept thinking of Portal. I'm like, oh my God, please be a Portal gun. And it's like, oh no, I get to harvest plants. Yay. So that's all I got.
All right. So, okay. Let me break this down for you here. Okay. We knew more about fleet carriers a year before they pushed them back. We knew more. I got a buddy of mine, he works for Riot. He used to work for Blizzard. I've talked to him about him before. And every now I'll ask him things like, "Hey, why is this?" And he actually is a developer for Riot. He's not a programmer. He's a graphic designer. And I met him through World of Warcraft, and I used to not believe he used to work for World of Warcraft, but then he got me a year on World of Warcraft for free. But anyway, all that to say, he actually is the guy. He's asked me to never say his name, but he said I can reference him. I asked him the question, why do we not know about this? He plays this game. Not very often, but he does play this game. And so we talk about it every now and then. I asked him the question, why do we not know more about this? He said what they're doing, they've developed a bunch of things that they're trying to get a feel for, the things they need to finalize before they push out. And I don't know if that's true or not. He said that a lot of developers will develop a bunch of features or a bunch of things, and then they'll figure out the things they need to put in the release, and then they'll figure out things they're going to put in as add-ons or things later down the road, or whatever the case may be, because they need to fill a gap. They need to fill what's the word he used? He said that anytime that you see an expansion come out, like they'll announce an expansion or DLC or something, it's already made. Like they're just putting the finishing touches on it, and they might have to go back and do some reprogramming of things or realigning of things, because before it actually gets released, they change things a little bit. But by and large, the game itself is done. The game and DLC is done at launch.
Well, this game that makes sense because, that they're just making a bunch of stuff because they're trying to fill a galaxy with content. You got to figure there's all kinds of things that they, throw at the wall and see what sticks and hope that this turns out good or bad. But once again, it goes to, do they have a plan, or are they just, what they get done is what we're going to get? And they're just hoping to have a few things polished enough that they can justify charging us real money for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, is that they don't have I don't want to say they don't have a plan. That's not the right term. They don't know what their, I don't want to say they don't know what their plan is. They don't know where they want, they don't know, like a good example is like, they don't know if ship interiors are actually going to be included or not yet, or they're going to make that a DLC at some point. Or, hey, is this something we're going to add on later? Is this something, where's this going to land at? I don't know. And I don't want to flat out say that they're definitely doing it that way, because I don't know. I don't know. And, I don't want to be Captain Negative Nancy about it either, but that's what it feels like, because they're not really giving us information. They're just kind of, like, see, well, here's a little bit of information. Let's see what the people are asking about. Let's remember what they're asking about, because what they're asking about is what they're going to get. When they did the whole VR thing, there was a lot of pushback on that, and now we're not getting hard information about VR, but they basically have said we're not abandoning it. We just got to delay it. Am I wrong? Did they not say something to that effect?
Yeah, they said that they're definitely working on it, right, and it's going to be abandoned. But right, their initial statement said the same thing, in my opinion. That their current plan was not to be. It wasn't going to be ready at launch. But the way that they said their current plan always tells me that it's still evolving. They were still hoping to get it done on time, and I think they're saying the same thing now.
Yeah, well, I mean, and the other part about this is like, do we even, like, part of me is like, well, do we even care about ship interiors? And the more I think about it, the more I'm just kind of like, yeah, I think I care a lot about ship interiors. And that's a little weird to me. Like, I'm trying to figure out, why would I care so much about ship interiors? And the more I think about it, it's because, well, hey, the reason why is because it's an important part of the freaking game. It's effectively the part that you've been waiting for, since this game inception,
Yeah, and like I've said, so many times, anything they add to this game, I'm going to love, even if it's a feature I don't like or use, like, this whole, the first person shooter aspect of this game. I've never really wanted. I want more space stuff, more places I can fly, more things I can, I don't know, do in space, do in my ship. But everything that they add this game just makes the galaxy more alive. So everything they add is great, but it will never be enough because it's a whole fucking galaxy they're trying to fill. So they need to put in as much as possible. And I think any paid, whatever we get in this paid DLC, maybe some of it isn't quite ready, like ship interiors. Maybe they're holding off on that. As you said, a DLC later or something. But they need to give us, something substantial, because You know, they can point, well, you just got fleet carriers for free. Yeah, but that was so long between the last thing. And honestly, we've been waiting so long for this, and it's been hyped so much that there's got to be a lot to it. And if it's just this walking around, you know, I mean, I was really surprised we didn't see anything about the social hubs they mentioned in the previous trailer, or, you know, with the concept art. We saw none of that. We just saw, I mean, the ice planet reveal, but, you know, I cracked the joke, fuck, I live in Minnesota, I don't need ice planets, you know, I live on one. So I'm just, you know, nothing so far has me all that excited. But then again, it's adding more stuff to the galaxy. I mean, there's so much stuff I haven't seen right now in this galaxy, so I really shouldn't be crying that I need more stuff, because there's so much I could go do if I wanted. But yeah, I'm really disappointed in the lack of reveal. Give us, we haven't had that holy crap moment yet with what they've shown us. That we've got nothing that I would say would get me excited. All that they keep giving me is, you know, that little sample, and it's like, oh God, there's got to be more, right? There's got to be more, and that's not a good thing. Give us something to get us freaking stoked. That's what I'm waiting for.
I would be totally stoked just about the graphics I saw if it was like a dot update, you know. Yeah, but I'm, you know, if I'm looking at the possibility of like giving up VR, I'm trying to withhold my judgment till I know more, I guess.
Yeah, and it's the same as the last time we got a trailer. We were left saying, well, I gotta, you know, reserve judgment here because we really don't know anything. And, you know, that's where Ty kind of opened up on this whole topic was, well, we just don't really know anything. Once again.
All right. Here's the other thing I'll say about it. Okay. If we can walk around on ships and we can walk around on planets and we can do all the things that we've kind of been asking to do since day one, why are they not advertising the shit out of it to rub it in Star Citizen's face? Why are they not going, we did it, motherfuckers, where y'all at?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they didn't.
Because if they the answer could only be that they're not certain it's ready yet.
Exactly. The answer can only be that it's going to be a teleport from the captain's chair of your ship down to the planet, and you walk around, and it's not going to be as immersive or as fluid as we want it to be. That's why.
Yeah, I have to tell you,
truth.
The actual gameplay footage I saw, you know, the first person shooter, and you saw that plant gun thing in their hand in front of them. I was just like, you know, it's Doom or it's Portal or something. It just, I don't know. I was not excited for it at all.
I'm quite excited to be using the field sampler every time I get out of my ship.
All right.
it really is extraterrestrial life and a way to, you know, make profit off it other than just taking pictures. I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures too.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. I mean, the fact that we're actually out discovering life and, you know, but then I just get this feeling that you're going to get these samples, you're going to sell them, and when you get to 500 million in data sold, you're now an elite exobiologist. You know, I really hope there's more to it. There was no indication that there is, though.
Right. So the hope is a mini game. The fear is it is the discovery scanner, but in your hand. You point it at things, and then you go to the exobiology instead of, you know, cartography or at a station and sell it, and it's bing done. I think it. You know, I'm confident if there'll be at least a little more to it. If whether the scanner itself is a mini game, I think there will probably be missions. And things like that. But I do agree, like, holding the info back I guess let me try to paint a more favorable picture. So maybe it's not just that it doesn't exist yet, and that's why we haven't seen it, or they're not sure, or they're having some technical issue and they're just not sure if they can deliver X features, so they're only telling us about the ones they're sure about. Maybe it's that they've got a really good plan and they're going to have everything absolutely ready, but it really is going to take 6 or 7 months, and they want to spread the info out so that they can keep delivering something to us every month and a half or something. So that's the generous interpretation, I think.
But see, being a multiplayer game, here's another thing that bugs me that we haven't seen is, we saw that one quick glimpse of gameplay where the plant gun was in his hand. I want to see another player with the plant gun and taking a sample. Does he kneel down? Is that animated, or is the person just going to stand there holding
taking the sample emote?
Yeah, is there is there something to it? Or are we going to see people walking around like it's Star Wars Galaxies in 1997 or something? I just don't know. I want to see something. Show us something, please. Yeah. Screenshots only show so much.
Here's the other thing I'll say. This is the first dev diary, so I don't want to be like, well, they're not telling us nothing. Well, they aren't. I mean, I've read a lot of people who are getting excited about this, and I'm kind of like, guys, they've told us nothing. Like, we know nothing. As much as I want to pretend like, they're revealing a lot of information here, they're really not.
I haven't heard anybody was overly excited. This really got a lot of salt. Because the
graphics are the only cool part, truly.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Now, you beat me to the point there, or beat me to the punch there. They are the way that the new planets look, amazing. Now, I'm curious, are they going to go and redo some of the existing planets, or is this just in the new light atmospheric worlds they're doing this? I haven't quite been able to understand that yet.
They haven't said.
It's not 100%, but I mean, as a procedural generation, it would be easier to re-roll all the planets regardless of atmosphere, right? If you have this, rocky, icy, metallic, different terrain generations, it'll run that on all the planets, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a worry about that. All the planets will get redone in the way that they did for Horizons too. The graphics got updated game-wide, not just the ones you can land on.
Yeah, I would hope so. I just really not fond of the idea that's kind of where we're going to end up. That it's going to be this teleport thing. I just don't. God, it's just really going to irritate me.
It's really going to bother me. That's what we're going to have.
I am too, because I feel like if we had as much as people have asked for it, I feel like that if they had the ability for us to walk around on the ships and stuff, I feel like that they would have opened with this video of you walking around the Anaconda or something.
Probably, and I go back again to where's the gameplay in that though? Like, we can theorize that, oh yeah, you work on your engine room or something like that, but that's a whole nother thing, right? So I think the development's being worked on to work on planets. It's not to walk around your ship, and I don't think that's important because that's a whole another step of gameplay. Maybe that comes in another update. I don't know. But I do kind of want to try to pull it back a little bit and say, like, an update is an update. Yeah. And, everybody is going to loves the way the planets look. It is sad that that's the only thing anybody's excited about in this trailer, but it is something to be excited about in the trailer.
Definitely.
I'm calling it a trailer in the dev diary. It's a trailer. But it's an update is an update. And, we know that this isn't the only thing in it, right? The plant sample gun is not the only thing in this. It's just the only thing we've been told about. So that sucks that we don't, that it was a small reveal, but it's still going to be, in 6 months, we are going to have a major update to the game that will contain much more than what we've seen already. I don't know exactly how much, but something.
And
The,
along with code refresh and walking around, it may just be something as simple as walking around and a code refresh that sets us up for, a beyond for the rest of 2021 and 2022. And if their development cycle stays, it's going 2023 as well.
Right. I mean, how would you feel if we got, like the teleport thing? Like, I'll take it over not being able to walk around. I'll take it in exchange for now the planets look awesome like they do in this trailer, and I can land on some of the atmospheric worlds. And so if we get that and wings and multi-crew and stuff all works really well, like that's a great update.
Yeah.
I would be so thrilled. If I have a plant gun and wings work, I'd be so thrilled with that. So I don't know.
What was the plant gun called? I just started calling it the plant gun. I don't know what it's actually called.
Field sampler. So
Field sampler. I'm going with plant gun.
I think plant gun is pretty great.
One less syllable. I'm going plant gun.
well, and I mean, here's the thing. You're absolutely right in the sense that walking around on your ship is not that big of a deal. And because you're right, where's the gameplay?
Hey, I just want to cut in on that real quick. I think that it's a huge opportunity to make it a multiplayer game. If you can have people multi-crewing onto your ship, it's not necessarily just walking around your own ship because there isn't gameplay there. But if you all of a sudden make multi-crew a thing, this is a multiplayer game at that point. Seeing, just hanging out on, Ty's Corvette one night, just bullshitting and let's go bug hunting, and we're in his ship together, and
sit down in the seat or walk over to the SRV bay,
run down to the fighter bay, hop in a turret, sit in one of the seats, run navigation, run weapons, run engineering. Just it's a multiplayer experience at that point, and that's the only reason I think ship interiors that's the only way you're going to get actual gameplay, I think, is in a multiplayer aspect. But I just don't think they care enough about the multiplayer aspect of it.
But that's one of the things that they mentioned over and over again is in the little bit of info that we have. They talked over and over again about the multiplayer thing, about being on these planets together and walking around together. So that kind of flies in the face a little bit of that
either. Like I said, we see
only in trailer form. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we saw. Yeah, exactly. Looking out, we don't see an actual character model walking. I want to see what that looks like. Being a multiplayer game, especially first person, you don't see your own body, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
That view in a multiplayer game, it's what the models look like, because that's what you're looking at, and that's where your immersion is going to get ruined. If the guy next to you is running like a freaking tauntaun or something, it's like, what is wrong with Ty's character? Oh, that's how all the characters run. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't know. I want to see where this goes. And I'm sorry, Ty, I cut you off.
No, you're fine, man. I just, I hate to beat a dead horse here, but I hate not knowing things, and we know so little about this, and man, it's concerning to me, because of how little we know, and I remember what I was saying now about the whole lack of gameplay. Just like you said, I'm not going to beat this dead horse. I'm done.
I'm not a fan of horses. You can beat on a live one, a dead one. I really don't care. Make glue out of it. Do what you're going to do.
Oh, this is terrible.
I mean, this is the thing. This is the thing. I really do love this game. I don't like some of the choices Frontier has made recently. I like them as a company overall. I'm never going to 100% agree with the company because it's just how it is, and that's fine. I don't like the way they're not showing us information about this thing. They're trickling out information like they have done in the past. However, this one really feels like it's a super duper crawl, and I don't want to say I'm salty about it or anything like that, but it's a little irritating that we are 3 months into the announcement from Odyssey, I believe. June, July, August. Yeah, about 2.5 months from the announcement of Odyssey, and we still know the exact same amount of information that we knew before, except for the fact that there's a new rank elite and there's a scanner you can walk around with that we all kind of assumed would exist anyway. That's what we know at this point. And
well, okay, but if you say there's a scanner that we assumed would exist anyway, well, I assume that we also can walk on non-atmospheric worlds that we can already drive on, and I assume that the code refresh is going to include fixes for wings and SRVs, and we're going to be able to mix and match that stuff. And I assume that we are going to be able to drive the SRV and climb out of it, not just climb out of the ship. I assume all kinds of stuff. So if you're saying we assumed that already, and that means it doesn't matter if we reveal it, well, there's a bunch of things that we've said we really want them to confirm that I already assume. So I think that's not quite fair. Like that now you're saying that counts. You assumed it, but now they've confirmed it. So that counts. That's information.
Well, you know what they say about an assumption, right? An assumption makes an ass out of you and umption.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm probably being bitchier about what I should be. I'll be honest with you, I was super excited about this thing when they said that we're going to have a dev diary this week. And I was really looking forward to it. And then they released the video, and I was kind of walked away going, we know nothing. We know the same stuff as we knew before.
The best part of what they had on Tuesday was talking to David Braben, and I really love just little glimpses into his insight, him talking about just the sheer scope, of this game and how everything has to fit. Right now we've got this giant galaxy, and now we're going to be on planet. So it's almost, the macro to the micro kind of thing going on, but then how everything still has to fit in place. The stars you're looking up at are all in the same position they are, when you're in space. Everything fits. It's like, you're looking at a tree, but you still see the whole forest, and you need to, it's mind blowing how ambitious this game is. And I think we forget that so often. And a lot of people, will call me a fanboy for using that as a defense of what they're doing. But this game is an achievement. I don't care any way you look at it. 400 billion stars. So that means probably, trillions of planets, between planets and moons in this game. It's mind-boggling. So, it's keeping that perspective, I think, and that's why I don't get overly upset or overly salty or anything. I let it go because I just love this game, and I'm impressed that it's even a thing. So I don't know. That's my final words.
I liked also hearing David Braben specifically addressing the issue of like people complain about stuff, and we're not going to please everyone all the time, and sort of answering that kind of directly, right?
Yeah,
he's not insulated. He's not protected from it. Yeah,
and he's not burying his head in the sand, pretending that people aren't upset.
Right.
Yeah,
I think that's nice.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I ever thought that. I know that Elite is kind of a labor of love for David Braben, and I say I know that. I don't know that for a fact, but what I've read about him makes me believe that. So
it's also made him wealthy.
Well, of course, but
a valid point.
Anyway, so we were I had planned to talk about the humans and the power play and stuff and what we want to see in Odyssey, but I feel like that's a much larger discussion than what we probably should do here. So probably we're going to push this out a little bit.
Sure.
Because I had this idea as we're sitting here talking about the Odyssey thing, and a thought crossed my mind. And as that crossed my mind, it got me thinking, ooh, I kind of want to talk about that. Well, that's going to spin off into this huge thing that we could probably talk about an hour or two, and we're already at the hour and a half mark. So I think we're going to wrap it up here.
Yeah, I prefer to keep the show under 2 hours. You start getting over 2 hours and it gets very, very tedious.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's going to be about it. Y'all have anything else real quick before I do the closeout part?
Call your mom.
Yeah.
Not you individually, but you, the listener. Call your mom.
I can't call my mom. My mom passed away in 2016. So
Right.
I do want to say this one thing over at the Helsina Knights. Just want to send some good thoughts toward their leader. Don't want to go in a whole lot of detail, but hope things work out over there. If you hear something before I do hate, let me know, okay?
I will.
And anyway, so check out our website at loosescrewsed.com. If you go to the contact page there, you can find all the things on how to contact us, email us, get into our Discord and chat with us. We float around in there a fair amount. I don't know why I haven't been mentioning this in my little notes on stuff to bring up at the very end of all the shows is our Twitter handle, loosescrewsed. That's how you can reach the entire show. I actually run that Twitter account right now. For now, I say for now because there's a chance I might force Chig to do it, but we'll see. And I meant to check on this today, but I forgot. But if you like our show and you listen to us on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Things like that go a long way to help us out. If you're not listening to us on YouTube, you're listening to us on an actual podcast thing, and you like us, go to the iTunes or the Google Play or whatever you're listening to and give us a 5-star review. If you want to give us a 5-star review, then tell me why we can make it a 5-star review besides, harming myself.
Why would that make the show better?
I can think of a few reasons. Wait,
it sounds a little weird, but these things do go a long way to help our show grow and whatnot. So it actually does work. I've actually been seeing some things, but that's interesting. You can reach me on my Twitter handle, Turval, or always easier to reach me or grab at me on Discord. Trax is a real life audio engineer and really good, or he's divorced and sitting in his dungeon and just editing my audio.
Changing the pitch of your voice all the time.
He's got a whole podcast called Tone Control he does with Derek, which will be on the show next week. He's still coming, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cool shit. Check them out at jntrax.com. Hey, you have any last squadron orders?
No, they're all posted. Everything's going real smooth right now.
Like butter.
Cool. What do you mean like butter? It's supposed to be like cheese.
Like butter.
All right, cheese is out, brother.
So, well, come on, movie.
Oh shit!
Anniversaries. There's a couple that were actually good ones this week.
Yeah. Well, I tabbed off is what I did. So, Teen Wolf, 1985, which is 35 years.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Hey, you're getting better at math.
Hey, math is good.
Now, Teen Wolf is a good one. Michael J. Fox, but that one's best known for at the very end, the dude whipping his dick out in the background when they're all in the gym celebrating at the end. A guy in there. It's not an urban legend. A guy actually has his wang out in the final scene after they win the basketball game. So yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, go ahead. Yeah, just Google Teen Wolf penis bomb, and you can actually go watch
Oh
it.
Lord! Just I think this is not the. That okay? Did they do a new Teen Wolf? Is that what happened?
There was a newer one. Yeah, I think that they did a remake or something that was bad, or maybe it was a shitty TV show. I don't know. I never.
It's you.
Oh my God, that's real. Oh my God, I've never seen that. I've seen the movie on TV, like regular old TV.
Yep, and that happened. Wasn't ever discovered till it was like out on VHS, I guess. And then somebody then goes, "Wait, did that guy have his?" Then people pausing it
Oops.
on VHS. Yep.
Pausing it, trying to get the tracking just right.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
Wow, I did not know that. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, the other movie you have wrote down here is Better Off Dead.
Now, who has seen that one here other than me?
Oh God.
I think I have.
John
What
Cusack. $2.
Yeah.
$2. The paperboy chasing him and stuff.
Yeah.
It's actually one of my all-time favorite movies. If anybody finds where you can stream that, I'm always looking for it. Can never find it. Can't even buy it on Amazon and stream it. You have to actually buy the DVD. It's nowhere, but it's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Okay, so I actually have a website for this. I'll share with you. Okay,
Sweet.
There is a website called JustWatch.com, and you can put in the movie, TV show, whatever, and it'll tell you all the places you can stream this, whether it's paid for or whatever. And the short answer is you can't. There's no way. There's nobody who is streaming this. I'll be damned. I think this is the first time that's happened.
Zero results.
Like if I go here, I'll show you. I'll put this into. This is just a link at the bottom of the page for Better Off Dead. But see, I'll show you the difference here. Anyway, so if you go to betteroffdead.com. That's not the right website. If you go to justwatch.com, you can put in the thing, and there's
BetterOffDead.com. That's awesome. Way to go.
It'll tell you that you can, like, if you are subbed to like HBO Max or HBO Now or any of the things, you could stream it there. You can rent it on all those things. You can buy it on all those things. This is such a cool website to find. I was like, man, I'd sure like to watch this movie. Where can I watch it at? Like a good example is like Avengers. If I want to watch Avengers, where can I watch Avengers? Oh, look at that. I can, if I'm subbed to Disney Plus or Prime Video or what the fuck is Epix? Anyway, or I can rent it from Amazon or I can buy it on Amazon. But yeah, I think this is like the coolest site, and it's fairly accurate. I found this just like a few weeks ago, and I'm sure I'm late to the party on this website, but it is a very cool little website, and I think everybody should
Stream
check it
their
out.
stuff.
Now, don't make an account. Don't give them your life. Don't do that. But this is a good way to find where you can stream things. So yeah, and I'll put that into the show notes that way. But yeah, justwatch.com. All right, that's in the show notes.
Yay.
All right, I think that's it. Cheese is out for real this time. We lost him.
He's gone forever.
Oh no, I'm back. Yes, sorry. I was
about to do a cheese. You were going to be
I
really in
was
trouble.
clicking. No. Cheese tonight is a good one. You guys are gonna like this one because it actually
Because
isn't,
it's cheese and we love all cheese.
No, it like isn't even like cannot even be legally called what it is in Europe because it's not actually what it is. So it's the great Kraft grated Parmesan cheese. You know that dry powdery stuff you put on your spaghetti or pizza or anything like that.
Sure.
It's not enough Parmesan for them to legally call it Parmesan in Europe. So, but I love it. I literally can take a spoon and eat that stuff. My trick with using that in most things is instead of using salt, I'll use that in sauces and stuff. If it needs a little more salt, no, I'll put a little bit of that because the sharpness is a very salty flavor to it, but yet still gives it that little bit of a parm tang and works excellent for that. So that's it. Another great, not real cheese is the cheese of the week. Kraft grated Parmesan cheese. Stay cheesy, everybody.
Wow. Was this a good episode? I can't decide.
It was all right.
I don't know. It went by really fast. That was
We came with a mix of opinions, and we left with a mix of opinions. So I think we're fine.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
All right. Again, next week's 1 year. So that'll be cool times.
Get ready, nerds.
Not y'all. Bye.